we are losing our innocence. We are losing our simplicity. Simplicity moves along with innocence. So as a baby, we are very innocent, we are very simple. That is why it is said, unless you become like a child, you cannot go to heaven. If the human can switch on intuition, then it's a return to simple diet. Intuition guides to the right diet for you even as an individual. Beyond intellect, below or above it, it is simple. Inside it, complex. Below it is instinct, and animals use it. They are simple.
Someone said something which cannot be easily understood, something which is very difficult to understand cannot be the truth. Today we are looking at the very basics, simplicity. We want to look at how to live a simple life. When you look into creation, it looks as if all other creatures are living a simple life. But we humans, we are living a very complex and complicated life. So today we are going to find out from our coach, Dr. Baffour Jan, to explain to us how to live a very simple life. Good evening, Doctor.
Good evening, beloved brother.
Thank you again for your time.
Okay.
Today we are looking at simplicity. And I know when we say to live a simple life, it's relative. But those who practice, a simple life, there are some common threads that binds them together. What is living a simple life?
Simple life. Say, first, we begin with the understanding that originally we are spirits.
Okay.
And anything we try to add to spirit makes it not simple.
Okay.
Pure spirit is the ultimate simple thing. Every addition complicates the simplicity.
Okay.
So when we have a baby, there is some addition. But the baby state, what has been added is very light, not so much. So from the baby state, what has been added, more begins to be added. At that state, there is no objective mind yet. But as the baby's body is growing and the breath going in and out, because when the baby is in the womb, breath has not been added. So when it comes out, then breath begins. So it's an addition.
Okay,
So complication is beginning. You see, it was simpler when it was in the womb. When it came out, it added breath. Then after adding breath, then by and by, it adds certain sensual perceptions. Because as a baby, initially, it is not seeing, neither is it hearing. If there is hearing, it's not external.
Okay.
It's very fine hearing inside. But now it begins to hear outside. It's an addition. If there is seeing, it is inner light. Now there is addition. we have outer light. So complication is beginning. Additions bring complications. Then it has been using higher mind, subconscious mind, not objective. But now, after a while, it begins to have perceptions through the eyes, and it sees things, hears, and in this way, the baby is adding things. It picks things through the eyes, through the ears, through the touch, feelings, the mom holding it, and the feelings it is getting. All these were not there, but they are coming to be. So, complications other than simple is happening gradually. But still we can see it's not too much yet. It goes on and on. Now the child gets to know more and more things, and its mind is getting activated to know more. And the more you use the mind, the more it craves and desires to know more. So the additions increase. And there are things now it begins to claim, my mother, my siblings, my this, my that. And the additions continue.
You make me remember yesterday, I was watching one of your videos, Beyond the Non-Essential, and you were saying we shouldn't even say this is mine, this is mine, this, my, this. Everything belongs to us.
Yeah.
So we don't belong to something like, for instance, this is my church.
Yeah.
This is this is this.
So in a sense, we are moving away from simplicity slowly. That is why it is said, unless you become like the child, you cannot go to heaven.
Okay, so
you see, what it means is that we are losing our innocence. We are losing our simplicity. Simplicity moves along with innocence. So as a baby, we are very innocent, we are very simple. The baby will see a piece of gold and a piece of some other, maybe a stone of some other kind. And they are there. There is no presence of mind that one is more valuable than the other. All these things, we develop them later. And those who are grown-ups, they are very complicated, and we follow them. They are leading us into complications because they are living complex lives.
Okay.
So, in this way, later in life, we become very, very, very complex. And yeah.
So you let's just talk about the external things, because we are spirit, and original or pure spirit has no complications.
Yeah.
But we've come out as babies, we are growing and we are complicating things. Comparing it to other creatures in nature, let me take the animals for instance. You see, they are living a simple life.
Yeah.
I'll start with food, so that we move on to other two, then we wrap up because we don't have enough time. You see, all the animals, they eat simple and mono food. But we humans, you see, we complicate our food. We eat this, we eat this, we eat this, we cook our food, and even we eat some of the food that do not belongs to us. But the other creatures, they are eating species-specific diets. How can we humans come back online so that we can be a little bit simpler compared to the other creatures I mentioned in terms of diet? Let's start from there.
Yes, yes. There's this topic of free will that has brought about more complications for the human. The animals, they follow instinct. Instinct is an inner guide that limits the self-complications. So even for a baby, the instincts guide initially. But because the baby surrenders to the grown-up, then the baby drops the instincts and just allow the grown-up to guide. And grown-ups will lead us into more complications within time. But the animals, their own ends somewhere, and where ours, where the animals' own end, we have something extra. And that extra is the free will, whether we want to speed up complications, we want to stay this way, or we want to get back into simplicity. So the human has the capability to actually become more simple or become more complex. So that one is the reserve of the human. See, animals, the instinct is guiding them, and it keeps the simplicity with them. We move from instinct to reasoning to intellect. From instinct to intellect. Then higher is intuition. It is 3 steps. The lower side, we have instinct. But the instinct preserves simplicity. When you come to intellect, intellect leads into complexity. Then when the entity, the person, the human, follows intellect and gets into complications, complexities, then he begins to realize at a certain state that no, this isn't it. And that is where he can tap, or he can move to intuition. Intuition is a return to simplicity. When you have a circle, the circle, a part of it, if you start from the point up, the movement is a descending process. You're coming down. Then you get to a point beneath it, and if you move further, then you are going up again. So you begin with instinct, then it takes you into intellect. And at the lowest point of the intellect, which gives you the complexities, then intuition begins. So it's a journey back up to complete the circle. So in this way, the topic of simplicity will complete the journey for the human. So a one who is actually moving higher becomes more simple. like a
A
child.
baby. Okay. So relate this to food, as I was saying earlier. How do we eat a simple diet? After that, we come to shelter and one more thing, then we check out.
The instinct is guiding the animals to their food. Humans using intellect towards food, complications.
Okay.
If the human can switch on intuition,
Okay.
then it's a return to simple diet.
Okay.
Intuition guides to the right diet for you, even as an individual, because intuition knows what is missing inside your system, and it will guide you to what you should eat to replenish it. Now, if a lot of things have that substance that you are missing, intuition knows which one, when it goes in there, will release what it has for you. Because something has it, but when it goes in there, it will not release it. And only intuition knows. Intellect doesn't know.
Okay, and this applies to everything, not only food, shelter, because with the animal, you see animals will just find some educrum and sleep.
Yeah.
The birds will just pick some, leaves and make their nest. But human beings, we use all our life savings and everything because of, as you said, intellect. Yeah. To build mansions and the rest.
Yeah. Meanwhile, it's just a small corner you put your head
sleep.
In the long run. And you may even be tossing here and there sleepless. Inside it, you see. So intellect is complicating human life.
Okay.
You see.
So simplicity, doctor, is it that simple to live a simple life?
It depends. If one understands what is happening, then it can become simple. You can easily get back to simplicity. But when you don't understand what is going on, you'll be holding on to intellect, and it will be a principle of adding, and you become more and more complex, you see, and it leads to a stressful life more and more. It leads to a life full of anxiety, fear, and all the emotions. Yeah. So we need to understand the plight that we are in. If the human understands the plight he's in, and then the solution, you see, sometimes when you get a teacher, the teacher, when we say life coach, it means he knows the plight, what humans get in. He has been in and he has been out. So that is the teacher. He can teach the way so that you get out of the use of intellect, which complicates your life. Then you use intuition and things become simpler. Beyond intellect, below or above it, it is simple.
Okay.
Inside it, complex. Below it is instinct, and animals use it. They are simple. Above it, certain humans use it, and it is simple. But inside it, it's a trap.
So
using the intellect It's a trap.
instinct, intuition. Then we leave out intellect.
Yeah.
Okay. Simplicity is from instinct. Then you move to complex, which is intellect. Then you come back to simple,
which is intuition. Yes.
Okay.
But it was designed intentionally though.
Wow.
Because the intellect is what brings the drama. It keeps the drama going. It makes you, yes, yearning for this, that, and absorbing and doing that. And it is the intellect at work.
So the intellect that makes us rush into things.
Yes.
Let's say someone is going to work, he or she is not getting a car, he's rushing, I want to go, this.
Yeah. You see, sometimes people, one of the things people hate most is waiting. Those using intellect, one of the greatest things they hate is waiting. If you have to be waiting, then there is anxiety.
But where are they going to? You are going to where?
You see, because intellect is telling you, move on, get this, reach there. Intellect and the logic. And you work out, planning, do this, do that. So intellect, so if it gets to a point you have to be waiting, the person who knows the secret, so the time you have to be waiting, switch on intuition.
Okay.
Once you switch on intuition, then you are relaxed.
Wow.
Intuition is not pushing you, hey, what this, that, and all the anxiety, anxious about this, and it's, no. And you are relaxed. And there is simplicity. And the amazing thing is, when you are using the intuition and you are relaxed, what the intuition is telling you is that it is a drama and it will be what it will be. Just relax.
So is that
but it doesn't mean don't do anything.
Okay.
What it is the drama itself, when the prompting for the next thing is there, intuition will push it. That time, move, and perfect. So if it is not time to move and you are fidgeting and the intellect is pushing you and it's for nothing.
Because I remember in one of your videos, you said whatever happens to you, it's perfect.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
And so sometimes when we are in a car and the car is not moving very fast, people are shouting at the driver. I said, no. I learned from my master that whatever happens to me, I should just take it like that. Dr. Final words about simplicity.
Yes. Yeah. The last thing I would say about simplicity is this, that it's much more on the mental side, which is the internal, than the external. Sometimes people think simplicity means like maybe walking bare, foot bare, and all that, or you don't have to have this or have that. It depends. If the thing is binding you, your intellect is connecting the thing and binding you. So it's more of a mental thing. Some things can be present physically, but there is an inner cutting off. Because intellect, if you are using intuition, the presence can be there of all things, but you are not mixed with it. Just like a boat is on water, and water plenty, I mean the big river, and you are moving, so much water all around. But where you are, water should not enter the boat. So this world, plenty things may be there physically around you, with you, and so on. Yet, they are not inside you. But when you are on the use of the intellect, it is taking the things inside itself, inside, and my. The intellect is connecting everything and putting it inside the boat. And the boat will be going down because the weight is increasing. And one is actually in trouble. You see, life becomes more complex for such a soul. So it's not an external thing as such. It's an internal thing. So sometimes people think if you are to walk about wearing worn-out clothing, you are simple. You see? But not necessarily. It's an internal thing.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. If you go to the Eastern world, you'll be surprised. Sometimes you see people walking almost bare. Even there are some traditions of religion, they walk about bare, the whole body bare, and they are walking. But they are saying, not that they are mad, but it's their belief, you see. And they think that is to be natural. He didn't come with clothing. Why should he wear clothing? You see? That is what is called digambaras. Digambaras. That is without clothing. I didn't come with clothing. Digambaras. So, in actual fact, yet, could you believe it that the person can walk bare like that, but he may not be simple. It may not be natural.
Things may be,
he may be thinking in the mind that I am holier than the other people. They have missed the point. They are wearing clothing. For what? They don't know the truth. I know. And I'm more in tune with nature. So I'm better than them. So he's on the intellect
so all
side.
those
He's functioning on the intellect. You see? So it's not necessarily such things. Somebody can be wearing some things and he's not identifying with it. That means it means nothing. It is not the point. You see? Inwardly, you may be cut off from what is happening externally. You see? The reason why the Christ, when they got his clothing, the people were actually sort of what to do. They were.
They wanted to share it among themselves.
Yes,
yeah.
And they put money on it, and some will put money on it until somebody won it and to have it, because it was really a kind of decent material. You see, so it's not necessarily that, but he was not into clothing matter. You see, he was inwardly.
Christ was very simple.
Simple.
Yeah.
Simple is inside. You see, external, whatever it is, it's not looking there so much. You see, though beginners, it may help them so that external they don't get hooked, because they are using intellect. The external catches them. You see, so sometimes we have the monasteries so that they detach from external things, because they are still using intellect. So they may be confused, they may be distracted. But if you attain inner cutting off, it doesn't matter what the external is to you.
Okay.
I hope you understand.
I understand.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much, Doctor. You've kept it very simple for us.
Yes.
Thank you also for watching this video. See you in another one next week.